Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is where I build houses on The Sims and talk about some random stuff while we do it. As always, if you just want to mute me and listen to music in another tab or like a podcast or something, that's totally okay. I won't know the difference. But today I am gonna actually be talking about the build. I think normally I don't have enough to say, but this is actually my house with some modifications made to it because I wanted to, I don't know, get the essence of the house rather than getting it exactly perfect. Just with The Sims and how everything is actually laid out, I couldn't get the dimensions exactly the same, but I did get pretty close. I showed it to my husband. He was like, oh, wow, cool. So this house was built in 1890, which means that it has had over 100 years of different home projects and renovations and people living inside of it. So it is kind of a quirky house when we get in there. You can see like there's some weird angles and some interestingly shaped rooms. The house stayed in the same family for, I want to say, about 100 years before they sold it, I think in the early 2000s. And at that point, I think that owner did a lot of these renovations, but I'm not totally sure. I wish I had more pictures of it. And then after that, there was another family who didn't really do much with it, and then we moved in. So we painted and put these new floors in before it was like all kind of like an off-white color with some like dirty carpet. So we like this a lot better. Let's see, I'm trying to think of some other stuff that we did here. I tried to keep this as close to what it looks like now as possible. It's not exactly the same. Like, the wallpaper by that door is kind of different. The black walls, or I guess the dark blue walls are actually black, but I couldn't quite find the right paint color for that with the trim. So we went pretty close, but anyway, the house is kind of interesting. I think it used to be brick when it was first built. We don't know what's underneath the siding, but we have found a lot of bricks as we've done like landscaping and stuff like that, so that's our guess, but who knows for sure. There's a historical society in our county where we could maybe like pay someone to find out for us, but that's not quite in the budget right now because we have to work on some trees, which is a lot of money, it turns out. So for now, we will just have it be headcanon that our house used to be brick. So the house in reality is probably smaller than this. It's about 1,200 square feet, and that doesn't include the basement. I also didn't include the basement in here just because it felt like a lot, and I don't know, I don't really like doing basements, to be honest. It's just really dark. So over the years, I think we've had to be really creative with our space, as I think a lot of people who lived in this house did. So as you can see, this is our dining room. It used to be like a front porch, and then at one point someone drywalled it and insulated it and stuff, so it's an actual room now. We still call it the porch, but yeah, I mean, that's where we eat dinner. I actually am recording this audio and built this house at that table there, so that is kind of the catch-all room. I think when we have a kid, we'll probably end up putting the nursery in there, actually, just because the stairs to upstairs are really steep and I don't want to carry a baby up and down those stairs. We're in the living room here now. The flowers by the window, in actuality, we have, let's see, we dried out my wedding bouquet, like my bridal bouquet, and so that's hanging there. There wasn't anything exactly like it, but I did the best that I could. We recently put that TV in there. We had it, I don't know, we were trying to be people who were like, oh, we don't watch TV. We don't even own a TV. And it turns out that that was really boring. So we actually do have a TV in our living room now. The wall with the bookshelf on it and the crates, there's still like 2 really big holes there from the last owner's TV. We lived in our house for 4 years, but we still haven't repaired the holes that they made to mount theirs. So we strategically hide those huge holes with art and other statues and stuff. Let's see. That rug that's in there is brand new. We just got it, and as luck will have it, we were kitten sitting the first week that we had this rug, and that cat just really, was super scabby, which was sad, but also she was having some digestive issues on our white rug, which was a bit unfortunate. This bathroom here is way smaller than it is on The Sims, but I don't think like it would be super functional if I made it the actual size. I think just with the mechanics of the game, it wouldn't work out too well. So I tried to opt for something with a similar feel, although things are kind of rearranged and not exactly the same, but it's pretty close. Fun fact, when we replaced these floors by ourselves, there were tons of layers of flooring in this bathroom. One of the wonders of having a really old house with a lot of people doing different stuff with it. We didn't really know what we were doing. We didn't know that you were supposed to like replace some like sealant stuff with the toilet, so we started accidentally flooding our basement a little bit. Flooding sounds dramatic. It wasn't actually that bad, but now we know, and our basement's fine. But yeah, don't replace stuff without doing your research. I think that's the lesson here. Our kitchen is also a lot smaller than this and more cramped. There's definitely less counter space than is shown here. And actually where the refrigerator is where there's a door to the basement. But again, I don't really feel like making basements. It's not really my thing. I was also pretty disappointed that you can't like mount a microwave above anything. I don't know, if someone knows how to do that, maybe you could teach me, or I could just look it up. But I was kind of hoping that I wouldn't have to use a counter for the microwave. Here's another cool thing about having an old house is this little nook here with the brick that I'm making. There's not a ton of storage in old houses, so we've had to get pretty creative. For this, we put in some shelves, and a lot of our like pantry items are in here. So like our grains, our baking supplies, we have like some mixing bowls and stuff, cookbooks, all of that. The last owners like stored all their shoes in this little cranny, which was not my favorite. So I really like how it is now, but you'll see I'll put shoes there in a second, just because the space where I normally put shoes, which is like towards the basement, is not there. But that was a pretty fun project to do. It had like a really high reward and like not a lot of effort because it was just paint and like this fake brick basically. Wish it was real brick, but that's kind of expensive. Oh, there's the microwave. Oh, and there's Stanley's bowl. If I were making this true to life, I would put another pet food bowl on the counter for Coraline, aka Dubis, because Stanley eats all of her food and she won't eat unless she is like on a different level than he is. but I thought people probably wouldn't want that for their own homes here. Here's the bedroom. I think when this house was initially built, this bedroom was actually probably the living room, I want to say, and what's now the living room was like a formal dining room. And I think all the bedrooms were upstairs. I don't know, like, maybe, I don't really know what the bathroom used to be. Maybe it was a bathroom before. But I don't really know. I'd love to see the old blueprints of the house, because so much has changed, I'm sure. Like, there's remnants that there used to be a fireplace in here, which totally makes sense, but I don't quite know, like, how it would fit in or what. Yeah, the end tables don't match here because our end tables don't actually match. That's one thing I wanted to keep the same. I don't know if it works, but it makes me happy, so I kept it in. Anyone who doesn't like it can take it out. What are we looking at here? Oh, one kind of cool thing is by the window you can see this cat tower with a tree. Lightning struck one of our trees in the back, and we had to cut it down, but my husband saved some of the like huge limbs and actually created a cat tower with like our actual trees. So Coraline sits up there a lot. We have some bird feeders on that side of the house, so she'll just watch the birds and the squirrels. It's pretty peaceful. We also watch the birds and the squirrels from this window in the bathroom when we're brushing our teeth and stuff. This is another example of a room that seems bigger in here than it is in real life, mostly because of like how the stairs worked out and everything. No, there's like a closet that is in here, but I wasn't able to get it to fit really with the stairs because it goes like under the stairs. I don't know if you can do that in The Sims. Yeah, I tried to make it a little bit smaller, but it just seemed kind of weird here. So this is like an upgraded version of our bathroom. It'd be awesome if we had 2 sinks. We just have the one. That drink, what is that called? That like circle thing with the plant on it. You normally put cocktail stuff on there, but we do have like plants in our perfumes and cologne on there, which is pretty neat. I also wish I had like a vanity area like this. It would just make getting ready in the morning so much easier. I don't know, I thought we were getting mice in this bathroom because there's like a little bit of a hole in one of these outside walls, but we haven't had any mice this year, so I don't really know. We plugged up a different hole in the front, so they were probably coming in there, but it was kind of scary for a while not knowing where they were coming in, and I get that the cats are trying to be helpful and they're just doing what they do, but it was very fun to, you know, accidentally kick a dead mouse in the middle of the night. That kind of freaked me out. So upstairs here is where I think in olden times, where maybe everybody slept. I wish I knew more about how old houses work like that. That's just my guess. At some point, it was renovated so that this is 2 bedrooms up here. In this build, I made them both bedrooms. In real life right now, one of them, closer to the front of the house, that one, it has a bed, and it's also our craft room. So we have a lot of our D&D stuff in there. We have like a 3D printer, and that's also the room where we just put a lot of random stuff that we don't want to organize. So it'll look a lot nicer in this video than it actually is, if I'm being honest. And then in the other room that's closer to the back of the house, that's my home office. So since the pandemic, I've started working in there. So there's no bed, but there is like a computer and a desk, and I actually do my makeup up there because there's not a ton of space downstairs. One other cool thing that I wasn't really able to add, or I guess I didn't really know how to make it work, was there's a crawl space, not a crawl space, like maybe an attic space above the living room on the 2nd floor. So like when you're coming up the stairs, on the left, I don't know if I put it in there yet already, but there's a bookshelf there. One of the first projects we did on our house was creating a secret bookcase store. So it's not the most practical thing. We put all of our Christmas decorations up there now, but it's like the coolest thing in our house for sure. I think everybody wants a secret bookcase store when they're growing up, and nobody does it when they have the opportunity. So I feel very fortunate that we have it. I feel very cool every time I show it to people. I didn't make it, my husband did, but I like to take some credit for that. Here in the front of the house, this is kind of where we're getting more into like what I would like our house to look like. So we don't have a porch like that right now, which is unfortunate because it's really cute, and it would be really nice to have like a roofed entryway there. Our door is okay now, but before we had to replace that whole front wall because it was built incorrectly, so that it was sloping in the middle, and also that caused the door to be at an angle too, and the last owners, instead of like fixing it, just I think took a saw or something and just made the door not the right shape. It wasn't a rectangle, and it was like, I don't know, it had like a weird angle to it, and so there was a huge gap under the door that went straight outside. And for a while before we fixed it, whenever it would rain, worms would literally crawl into our house, and we would like find worms in the carpet in that front room. So we obviously wanted to fix that. So we got a new door, and it is sealed to the elements, which is good, but it would still be nice probably if we had maybe some overhang there that protected it even more. Oh, here's the bookshelf. So yeah, on the other side of that bookshelf would normally be a storage space with Christmas supplies and like tons of insulation that we just threw in there because we realized that there was literally no insulation and we were losing tons of heat. So that was a very not sexy purchase that we made, but that's a lot of home ownership I've found, is these not sexy purchases that ultimately upgrade your house and save you money so you can have cooler stuff in the future that has nothing to do with your house maybe. So here, this will probably be a bedroom for us eventually. Right now it's a spare bedroom, but probably when kids are old enough, they can go up there. Those stairs are so steep that I don't really know what we're gonna do quite yet when we have kids. I think I for sure don't want to like walk up and down those stairs holding a baby. I've fallen down those a couple times and it hurts pretty bad. So I mean, I think when the kids are old enough where they can navigate the stairs pretty well, that'll be okay. Like, I don't know, I grew up in an old house too, and it had really steep stairs like that, and I don't remember noticing like anything hard about that as a kid. I think if anything it was easier because the steps were proportionate to my foot size. Like, it didn't feel super small, whereas now, like, I'm a small person and my foot is just massive on these stairs. It's really kind of dangerous. And like on The Sims here, I was able to make like a platform between the first set of stairs and the second set of stairs going up. And that platform is really nice, but when we look at the stairs in real life, the bottom is curved, almost like the beginning of a spiral staircase, but worse. So the steps are like different shaped triangles and different sizes, which is as dangerous as it sounds. I have definitely just like slipped because I thought there was more stair and maybe not a triangle of a stair. So I don't know what to do about that. I mean, I love this house. I hope we're able to stay here a long time, but oh, and here we are. Here is the finished product. again, this is what I would like our house to look like, but it's pretty dang close. I hope you enjoyed watching. It was certainly fun to make this. I've tried doing this on The Sims a couple times, and I think each time I tried to make it like too close to what it actually is, but I think this is the closest I've ever gotten, and I'm really proud of it. It was kind of cool to like work on this for a couple hours and then like stand up and walk around my house and feel like, oh, I was just in here for like 2 hours. So let me know if you have any old house stories. I think they're really fun and quirky, but I hope you have a good rest of your day, and I will see you next time.